the second question. In QA, max I'm able to solve 8 to 9 questions. And I have completed whole syllabus and also been revising on regular basis. Okay. So there are two layers to this. And in QA, a lot of people face this trouble. Not just QA, even VARC, India, ILR, everywhere they face this trouble. See, CAT is an intelligence test. CAT is testing whether you can utilize your brain in that pressurized environment when you're sitting for the exam and everything. Far too often, people fall into the trap. I know this kid who has sent the second question, and I know his tendencies, and I think this is something that is valid for a few other people as well, and therefore I've included. His particular tendencies are, if you give him a question, instead of focusing on the question, what is there in front of him and what can be done with it, this person goes into an entirely different loop. That loop being, okay, what topic is this question from? If I go back to that, let's say this question is from arithmetic. If I go back to the arithmetic classes, did we do a question of a similar type? If we did, okay, this formula is applicable. There are two levels to that also. If we did, and he remembers that we did, then he will solve that question. If it is a new question type that he has not previously seen, he will run away from it. He will not attempt it. After the test, he's able to solve many more questions, because now outside of the test, without the pressurized environment, and him not trying to remember what had happened in class, now he's giving the question due attention, which is what his particular problem is. Instead of solving the question in front of him, this person turns into, okay, what happened in class and what should I have done and what would happen? Yeah, don't fall it. See, as much as I would want to all things get covered, every particular question type gets covered, that is impossible to do. Say something like something as in as using in a question, if you see, how do I place it? What question? A very simple question type, very simple question type. Maybe you'll also understand. There is vessel A and vessel B, equal volumes. Vessel A has milk, vessel B has water. I take some portion out of A and put it in B, and I take some portion out of B and put it in A, such that the ratio of milk in the first vessel and ratio of water in the second vessel, ratio of milk in the first vessel and water in the second vessel turns out to be 1:1. Turns out to be 1:1. So what is the maximum ratio of milk that would have been taken out from the first vessel to the minimum ratio of milk that would have been taken out from the first vessel? Hopefully you can see ratio. If I say, that would be a problem. This question is a problem, but can you see here? If I'm taking something out of A and putting it in B, and then I'm taking something out of B and putting it in A, and now I have the ratio of milk and water here is equal. One extreme case would be, I've taken out all the milk from the first vessel and put it in the second vessel. And now when I shift something, half of it to the first vessel back, of course, ratio of milk and water would be identical now. This is one extreme. The other extreme would be, I don't shift anything at all, 0 altogether. I don't shift anything at all. And there now also ratio of milk and water would be identical in both the vessels. So the final version of the question should not be what is the ratio of maximum and minimum. The final version of the question is, what is the difference between the maximum amount of milk taken out from A and minimum amount of milk taken out from A for the storyline to be valid. Now this